All right, guys, welcome back. We're on game number 3 of Mad Kings versus TShow Rising. We have an even split here. TShow Rising with a very impressive draft. The Phantom Lancer that was the monkey wrench in Mad King's plan. We saw him just roll over the enemy team. And they had very, very strong lanes. I am your caster, Moxie. I'm casting this with Forge. And again, this is game number 3 of Mad Kings versus TShow Rising in the ESL One Genting closed qualifiers for South America. Interesting. We have a Brood ban immediately coming out from the side of TShow.
Brood first ban. That's either like somehow a complete counter to something they have, or they're expecting some kind of third game cheese. Because if you're in game 3 of a series, now is the time you pull out the cheese. So either they have some kind of specific strategy in mind that Brood counters, or
Is this the Meepo game?
maybe this is the Meepo game. But I don't even know if Brood is that good versus Meepo. I don't know.
No. I'm just saying in general with things that are a little bit more unusual, stuff that you might not normally see since we are in a game 3. But yeah, we do see the respect ban coming out against that Puck. They've had enough of Puck. And the Elder Titan. Yes, we saw some amazing Echo Stomps coming out from the side of TShow. Just really nicely placed, able to land almost every single one, actually. So
yeah, I think he only missed like 1 or 2 in the course of the whole game, which was really impressive. But I mean, definitely earning those respect bans, and they're going to ban the Ogre as well. I think other than the Shadow Demon, these are some interesting bans coming out from TShow. They've got to have some kind of specific strategy in mind for this.
Ooh, and there it is. There's a Brewmaster pick.
Yeah, this leaves a lot of like really meta picks on the still in there though. Omni Knight's still open, Deuce is still open. Omni Knight's not quite as good against. Omni's not as good against Brew because he has the Storm Panda that with the Dispel can get rid of the GA, but you know, Deuce is still there, Anti-Mage is still there.
The Medusa would be what I'd be most afraid of. That Snake Lady has a really high win rate, high pick and ban rate as well. She's just so strong with the way that they reworked her talents. Granted, you don't want to pick her up first phase, though, because there's a lot of counters to it, so maybe they're not too afraid for first phase here. I'm sure we'll see some pretty heavy meta bans coming out for phase 2. But yeah, we do see the Brewmaster picked up here. Ogre has been very popular as well lately. That Bloodlust just adding such a nice edge to these cores that want to be right-clicking. And of course, Shadow Demon, we saw so much work being done with Shadow Demon in game number 1 coming out from the side of Mad King, so can't blame them for taking that out. But we do see the Bane pick up again, and there he is. They're not afraid of a panda. We get an Omni Knight. Ugh. This is a meta draft and a half, Forge.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, we were talking about how Bane maybe not the most success lately, but very popular. And last game, he stepped up to the plate. Bane had a lot of really good plays. Zoned out the TA, completely shut her down for the first couple lanes, and then immediately headed down bottom and just helped destroy that Morphling and just kind of steamrolled the game.
Yeah, TA didn't hit creeps for the first like couple minutes of this game because she was either enfeebled or she was just nightmared.
Yeah, it was really solid play coming out from, I believe, 444 is the right player. We don't have any names, so
yeah. Important to note too, I think Atun is actually back for this game. In the first game, it was Rock Peruano, first 2 games, and now it looks like we've got Atun back here. So, or Atun, apologies if I am pronouncing these incorrectly. But the Rubik pickup here, he's been a very strong support. He's got some nice stuff to steal if he's fast enough. So I do like that pickup for the side of Mad Kings.
I mean, Rubik versus Omni is just really good because there's literally nothing bad you can steal. It's all good. Bane as well, maybe not so much Enfeeble, but like Brain Sap's really good. Fiend's Grip is really great, and of course Nightmare, just an incredibly annoying ability against somebody like the Omni Knight. To just leave him irrelevant for 7 seconds is great. So
now the scary thing is, so they've got that Brewmaster right on the side of Mad Kings. But this Bane is fast enough. If he can get the jump on him before every fight, Brewmaster becomes null and void. If he can't get that split off,
they're gonna need either somebody that's willing to sacrifice themselves for the Nightmare, like the Rubik maybe, or something else, or lots and lots of AoE stuns to disrupt the Fiend's Grip. That's
right now they're lacking
and the
Granted,
Phantom
it's only
Lancer.
2 heroes that have been picked up, but you know.
So I think TShow is looking maybe towards the Nyx Assassin pick, or not the Nyx Assassin, sorry, the Nyx Lifestealer pick, because right now they've banned out the Broodmama and the PL, and those are 2 heroes that are notoriously hard to deal with as a Lifestealer. You don't have necessarily a great vehicle yet, but you can very easily draft that with another support or something like a mid, something like Queen of Pain or a Storm Spirit.
I'm
So I
still
think
just
they might.
baffled that like Gyrocopter's still in the pool, Medusa's still in the pool. Like, what is happening?
I mean, this is one of the interesting things about Pro Dota is each series develops its own tiny little mini meta inside of the grander meta. So Medusa and Gyro, we saw those bans earlier on, but as these teams kind of feel each other out, they're gonna just adapt their own meta just for the series.
Well, I mean, I've seen Autumn do some work with Gyrocopter in the open qualifier, so I'm wondering if that's still something that they're considering picking up for the side of Mad Kings. But we'll see. We'll see here. They're really taking their time on this last ban. They actually ban out the Clockwork this time around.
Which is interesting because Rubik's pretty good against Clockwork because you can just lift somebody out of lift him out of cogs and chuck him away, and it's not a
Maybe
problem.
they're worried about the purification on top of being. There it is. There she is, the lady of the hour, Madame Medusa.
Man, I remember, maybe like a year ago, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, and if somebody had said Medusa was going to be the most picked banned hero of the meta, I would have just laughed. But now, here she is.
This is going to be a repelled Medusa.
Yeah.
Let that sink in for a moment. That is so scary. Coupled with, Guardian Angel later on, and they're going to have to figure out some sort of a way to dispel if that Brewmaster can't get his split off. This is really scary for Mad Kings right now. They've let 3 incredibly meta picks, incredibly strong meta picks, just slide into the draft.
Brew isn't that bad against Medusa in lane. Assuming this is a safe lane Medusa.
I'm not worried about the laning phase, Forge. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about once this Medusa starts getting some steam rolling. She's got an Omni Knight and a Bane to back her up, and Lord knows what else is going to be showing up here. But I'm a little scared for the Mad Kings. Nyx Assassin pickup, that'll be good. Help to burn out some of that mana. But
it's also some good scouting. Catch out the Bane. Make sure that he's not getting up to any kind of shenanigans once that level 6 comes online. The vision is going to be really key so that you can set up proper ganks against the Medusa and make sure you catch anybody out who shouldn't be.
Well, who do you jump? Do you jump the Omni Knight or do you jump the Bane? Here, I
think you jump the Omni Knight, but with the backup of somebody else disabling the Bane. Like, assuming that they're in the same area, I think you have to jump the Omni Knight every time because he just purifies, repels, and whoever it is just walks away.
But I guess the issue with that is Nyx Assassin jumps forward, hits the Omni Knight. Like, he's got to have enough burst again. But if Bane's paying attention, if he's standing back where he should probably be standing back anyways, and just throws out the Nightmare, throws up the Fiend's Grip, all of a sudden you don't have a Nyx Assassin to stun, and quite possibly you don't have a Rubik if he's the one sitting in the back. And that follows up with an Earth Spirit.
Yeah, this game just got real tough because now you've not just got the disable from the Bane, but the silence from the Earth Spirit to make sure Brewmaster doesn't get off his ulti. And Bane doesn't get off, Nyx Assassin doesn't get it off anything. And they're going to go for an anti-mage, but I actually don't know if I like the anti-mage pick here. Because they've got...
They've got 3 sources of lockdown right now, right? They've got the Nightmare, they've got the Fiend's Grip, and they've got the Earth Spirit Silence. And of course, Medusa Stone Gaze if he's staring at her, which I don't think he's going to try to do, if at all possible. I don't know.
I'm just kind of worried about the lane is basically what it is, because Omni Knight, he's just gonna get an early Soul Ring, and he's just gonna beat up the AM. Once he's out of mana, he's just gonna trade hits. Rubik, not really the greatest kind of zoning support, not a whole lot of base damage to him, and Omni is just gonna trade pretty effectively. And whenever he wants to just get aggressive, he pops the Soul Ring and heals himself, does a bunch of damage to the anti-mage, and it's pure damage, so it's not reduced. I don't know how good of an anti-mage game this is. I know you're thinking, all right, you got to deal with the Medusa, the PL's gone, but I'm worried. I'm worried
that he's not going to get online fast enough because Medusa can fight fairly early, especially with an Omni Knight backing her up. And that's something that anti-mage just, he can't really fight early. He just isn't able to. He needs items, needs time. I don't know.
The other problem they have right now is team fight is really heavily in the favor of TShow. Like you've got an Omni Knight, you got a Medusa, and you got a Bane who's gonna disable like ridiculously long periods of time. You can't really fight into it, and yet you've got this Brewmaster who that's what he wants to do. He wants to team fight and group around his ulti. With the rest of it's just kind of an anti-synergistic draft, whereas TShow, they've got themselves a really strong group as 5 pushed together lineup. Maybe get some pickoffs with the Bane and the Earth Spirit.
I think that's the power of the Dusa, though. Dusa is so strong right now that Mad Kings have just realized, oh my gosh, they have a Dusa. We need to do whatever we can to like shut her down, counter, whatever, because she is just so incredibly strong. And they've got a really nice draft here.
I do like this last pick, though. This last pick kind of solves some of their team fight issues and also is really, really good against the Medusa. Just because.
But if she's, I mean, granted, Omni Knight can only repel one person at a time, but
if she's repelled, then all you do
that leaves
is,
other targets for him to steal int from, I guess.
Yeah, you steal the int, or you just drain mana once the Omni Knight is gone. Once the repel wears off, it's on a pretty hefty cooldown. It's like 10-second downtime. You just drop the sanities and drain, I think it's like 40% of their max mana or something like that. Gone. So very quick way to deal with Medusa and make her a lot squishier. I like the OD pickup a lot.
I'm still pretty nervous, though. TShow's got a really strong draft here.
Oh, it's definitely a scary draft. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, if they want to go full meta, they could pick up something like a gyrocopter.
Yeah,
send a Medusa mid. That's pretty greedy, but like this is, ooh lad.
Even something like a Shadow Fiend wouldn't be too bad. Just as somebody that can clear out the waves, stay away from the OD. Sniper wouldn't be bad either. Sniper's still in the pool. Yeah, Sniper's actually.
There's a Nyx on board. I'd be pretty scary.
Look at all the save they have, though.
That's true. They could fit an axe.
So support Omni Knight.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting the axe pickup here at all. So yeah,
no, it's a hijack Omni Knight, so that's safe lane axe or mid axe.
I don't think that's gonna be a mid axe. That would be.
Well, Therence is playing Dusa, so either he's a very flexible core, or that's a mid axe. I'm just going based off of who's picking.
Yeah, no, I understand. I don't understand at the same time. Question mark, but I'm sure TShow will show us when we get into this game here. So
I'm excited. This is an interesting pick.
Was not something I was expecting at all. So yeah, pretty excited to see how this all works out. Oh, that's a cool Rubik's staff.
That's a really nice Rubik's set. And anti-mage with the no cosmetics, Brewmaster with the no cosmetics.
Hat game going to the side of TShow, full show here.
Absolutely.
Although that Nyx set and the Rubik set are pretty baller.
Yeah, that Rubik set's pretty sweet.
I'm sure I'll get an angry message from one of my friends later when they watch this cast. Like, man, that's not the coolest Rubik set. Very big on Rubik. All right, guys, we're headed into game number 3. All right, so let's see. Looks like Axe is being sent top.
I'm trying to figure out the draft advantage here. That Axe throws everything for a loop.
I mean, TShow likes to last pick some interesting heroes, and it ends up working for them, like that PL in the last game. Was not expecting that, and that worked out amazingly for them. So.
Well, the good thing about Axe, right? He's really good at catching out the anti-mage. Really good strong blink initiator, which is I think something they were kind of lacking. And I mean, he picks up Blade Mail, which is really good against OD, because OD does a lot of damage, and if you can return that, it doesn't have the biggest HP pool to kind of sustain it. So the only problem is he has to pretty much catch the OD because he can very easily get imprisoned, and a lot of that is nullified.
Oh, Anti-Mage has sets. He's got a thing.
It just didn't
show up. It just didn't show up. All right, that's a lot of people standing over here. I don't think Nyx Assassin goes anywhere near this rune. Just gonna do the dance of his people.
It's gonna go 2 for 2 again.
Dance like no one's watching, even though they are. We do see the Brewmaster making his way down here, Nada.
I gotta say though, I'm a little disappointed in the taunt game.
I am
that I've
too.
seen
I
so
am
far.
indeed. Although they do go forward here. I don't think they're expecting the Omni Knight. There's the big Nightmare coming in. Roll's going to come in and connect actually over onto Nada here. And they're just putting out a lot of right-click damage. Looks like, oh, that mini Ravage coming out from Sladden here.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Nothing too crazy. Axe tried to contest the anti-mage, but got lifted away by Rubik.
Yeah, he's missing some HP here.
And they're going to throw Dusa up against the OD. This is actually pretty... I want to say Dusa favored just because Snake does so much damage versus the OD. And Space just...
Already we see the nap time begin for the mid player.
Dusa's gonna have to pause. Packet loss.
Yeah, we saw this happen in game number 2, actually. They sent the Bane up against the TA, and she just spent most of her life either unable to hit creeps because she was enfeebled, or she was taking a nap. So this is going to work out pretty well, I think, for the side of TShow here with that Dusa. Because she's got a very nice babysitter. Not even that she really needs the babysitting, but there's a little bit of a dance going down here in the Radiant jungle as they steal the creep wave. Easy creep wave.
Easy creep wave. So, yeah, this is a core Axe. I don't know if we call this safe lane because he's by himself. But
I don't know, but he is getting hit with everything in the kitchen sink right now. This is looking real bad for Axe, and they will get first blood, and that'll go over onto Anti-Mage.
Not who you want to give first blood to.
Definitely not. Bit of pincering action coming out. They've got their eyes over here on the OD. I'm sure he's had enough of this nonsense. The roll coming in. There's the bait. We'll just go ahead, use the Astral Imprisonment, and saunter away. But I'm sure he's tired of being LOL 3 midded here.
I mean, I would be pretty triggered, and I think there's not a single mid that would tell you otherwise. 3 heroes in your lane when you're by yourself is a bad time, but they can't drag supports away from the anti-mage, so he's going to just have to suffer in silence.
What was it? I had one of my mid players on one of the teams I played on was really, really funny because like he'd get ganked and he would just start yelling 1v1 me mid. He was so triggered by it. It's like, face me like a man.
The good old days of 1v1 mid.
That's not a thing anymore.
No, sadly not. And now Omni Knight starts to really hate his life because Brewmaster has the most OP laning ability.
Oh, Axe again! He's gonna die in the top lane. Rubik. Oh, there it is. There's the taunt. That's what I wanted to see. Good stuff. Meanwhile, OD is still enfeebled.
Still enfeebled.
Yeah,
Still
feels
not
bad.
loving it.
Roll
They're
in
gonna
bottom
run in.
lane, though. They're going to jump over onto Brewmaster, put out a decent amount of damage. He's not in any danger, really, of actually going down, but he'll trade a couple hits here with the Earth Spirit. Just a gentle reminder that there are people roaming around the map, and he shouldn't get too comfortable.
Nyx comes over, cancels the clarity of the Bane, and walks back to his lane to try and kill Axe again.
Sometimes it's the small victories, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a gentle tap. To
Was
remind you
Axe
that
going
you're
for
there.
the creep cut here? Yeah. Well, just go between the tower. They're going to immediately TP out the Rubik, though. They don't want to let him get away with this. He actually gets a Helix off over on the Rubik.
Courier?
Ooh, there's the lift coming up, though. Anti-Mage, if they've got their eyes over on this Axe, they want to take him down. He's just running left and right, pulling him away from the creeps at least. But these Helixes, oof, man. And there's the jump in here from the Bane. Can they get this kill on Rubik? It's looking really good right now, although this anti-mage is trying to draw their attention away. Fade Bolt gets thrown out here. This is just a crazy battle in between these two towers, Forge. Just another day in SA Dota. There's the lift.
How's no one dead?
I don't know, but if Axe gets lucky with some of these Helixes, yeah, look at this Bane. He's just trying to put out as much damage. The jump forward coming out from Anti-Mage. Again, another Helix. They'll try to get the Battle Hunger. They'll be able to take down the Axe finally, but they'll take down the Nyx. And can they get another kill? Are they going to get the Rubik? They get the Rubik, and they're... Oh, this is going to be a triple kill for it. Can Anti-Mage get himself out fast enough? Oh, he's down to 14 hit points. That was so close.
Tango's OP.
And there's the salve.
Tango's OP. You barely live there. That's insane.
That was incredibly close. In fact, they steal the bounty rune. They're still back. They're putting a lot of pressure over here on this lane. And just the anti-mage's getting drawn away from these creeps.
Yeah, Axe didn't have the call there. Was the big problem. He went for a 0-1-2 build, trying to just get harassment.
I mean, they've been attacking him like non-stop, so...
He hasn't really needed the call before then.
Yeah, hasn't needed to be very aggressive or anything. But checking in with our mid lane. Looks like OD
Slight
here.
advantage for Dusa right now, 24-5 to the 18-1.
I mean, OD finally got to hit some creeps because the Bane had to walk away for a little bit. And looks like they're trading pretty evenly down here in the bottom lane.
I think biggest problem for this OD is just going to be the snakes.
Rubik making the rotation right now. He's going to be looking for a lift.
Oh.
Nice rock getting thrown in here. Body blocks coming out over onto Dusa. Not quite enough, though. And Casual Snake will take a big chunk of health away.
That rock was actually perfectly timed, though. Nyx was going for the stun. They were going to use lift as like the last thing that they threw out. And just a really nice reaction there from 44.
You're missing a 4 there.
That's what I see on the screen. That's what I'm going with. All right.
Oh, I thought it was 444, like 444.
I think it's normally 444, but right now I guess his nickname is 44.
Fair enough.
So
Omni Knight's hunting a bug down here. He's got a big hammer. He wants to squash it, but he will back off from the tower range.
Interesting he doesn't opt to go for the early repel. Just a 303 build coming out. Wants the max slow for some nice chase potential. Brew has this split, so we might see some rotations from this Nada Brewmaster.
But who do you jump?
Probably Dusa.
I don't know. I feel like that's still a really difficult kill to get. Ooh, look at that. Look at that impale over onto the Earth Spirit. Nice cancel of the roll. And now the slow coming in handy here. Hijack, he sees himself this bug. He wants to get that squash. And he will. Hammered.
Yeah, that's rough. That maximum slow. 26%. Feels bad, man. But yeah, I think as hard a kill as it is, I think that's what you go for. Because if she stone gazes, you just throw her up in the air with the cyclone. Duration of stone gaze is shorter than that, so that's your best bet with that rotation. She's the one to keep down.
Anti-Mage's getting a little ballsy over here. Middle lane though, big jump forward. They will be able to get the kill over onto the OD. And Dusa just goes back to hitting creeps. Top lane again. There's a lot of action going on here. We'll get the call out. He's going to get lifted up though. Spike Carapace coming in. There's a Nightmare. It's going to get shifted though over onto the Rubik back here. Midway coming in. Anti-Mage will get a kill. And now it looks like Nickus Assassin is going to be the tribute. And he's going to get taken down here.
I mean, Anti-Mage lives and Axe keeps dying. So,
that's 3 deaths now on Axe, I believe?
4.
4 deaths.
That is rough times. I wonder if we might see the carry Omni. I wonder if that's kind of where they're headed for.
I mean, he's picked up the Arcanes.
Normally you'd see the phase boots if he was going core,
yeah.
So I don't know. Could still go like Midas Radiance.
Currently 3rd in terms of CS.
Anti-Mage is going for the Rune Snipe, but he's going to back off. Well, Deuce is sitting top of the net worth right now, as she almost always is.
She's had a very nice lane, especially with the Bane babysitting and really just forcing this OD away from her. Haven't seen any camps really stacked for her, but she's had a very good laning phase, so no real reason needed here.
I think they need to stack camps for the Axe more than they need to do it for the Medusa.
That's a good point. I mean, you do see that the Ancients are being stacked.
Well, that's decent at least.
Ooh, Invisrune over here on the Bane. He's found himself a bug. Get a couple value right clicks off. No ultimate quite yet.
Ooh,
Spike
nice
Carapace. Oh, the body blocks. They're looking, but we'll be able to use that telekinesis, throw him back, and stun up the rest of the team here. Anti-Mage gets a couple clicks off over onto Axe.
Maybe a kill on AT if he's not careful.
I don't know.
Nah, he's gonna reveal himself. Those Ancients aren't gonna get stacked much more though. There's a ward blocking. And down bottom.
Ooh, all right, we're gonna see a split. Speaking of, Nada makes that TP rotation here to the top lane. He's all smoked up. It will pop. And they'll try to grab him. Bane gonna get thrown up into the air. Big silence getting thrown in by that boulder. And that's a big call as well. Oh, Axe, he's got 3 people that heal though coming in. Obliterates the Rubik. And now it looks like Bane in a little bit of trouble here. He's being chased down by all these pandas. There's a big rock throw. They've still got their eyes over onto this Nyx Assassin. They'll lose the Bane, but there's a big dunk. That's a double kill here for Axe. The Water Panda gonna throw him up into the air. Oh, they'll roll forward though, and the heal bomb.
Man, that was looking really, really good for the Radiant there with the split, but Axe gets a really nice call, following up the really nice save from the Earth Spirit there. That's silence into immediate stun. I heard the Earth Spirit ulti, or Earth Brewmaster ulti go off twice with the 3 of me. But
this is looking real scary right now for Nyx Assassin. He is trapped in a corner with 3 very scary people, and Axe.
I think Radiant getting a little too rambunctious, getting a little too excited with their decent lead.
Oh, OD's gonna get Fiend's gripped here. They're trying to jump forward, but not gonna be able to get there in time. Oh, and there is a Panda who is in a lot of trouble now. Fade Bolt coming out from Rubik, trying to buy Nada some time. Nada, he's getting body blocked here. He's just so slowed down by this Omni Knight. He can't get himself away. Will throw out the Drunken Haze, but just signs his death.
And this is one of the reasons that they picked Omni Knight.
Omni's so strong. And this is like before he really does much with the Dusa too. Like there's been not much interaction between the 2 heroes quite yet. This is just Omni as an Omni Knight. Yeah, that's slow. He's got a point in the repel now.
Yeah, doesn't even bother with the GA. Just maxing everything else. We'll probably grab it soon just because there's no real point not to get it anymore, but I can kind of understand in the early game at least just maxing the degen aura. That's slow, it's just ridiculous.
Axe should be able to get the last hit on this tower, so tier 1 top taken down here in favor of TShow.
Yeah, and he's gonna get his blink probably around, I want to say 14 minutes he'll have that.
This Omni Knight is such a problem. Like these heal bombs are doing so much damage. Especially if Axe can get a nice nice call off. But even just here in lane, like, Anti-Mage's trying to hit these creeps, trying to finish up his item. And Omni Knight just heal bombs a creep nearby him and takes away a good chunk of his health there.
And while Anti-Mage is definitely a Medusa counter, if she's, you know, an item or 2 ahead, then it's not quite so easy. And she'll probably realize after she clears this that those ancients are blocked, but it's still really good ward from the Radiant there. Does slow her down at least a little bit. Definitely missed at least a stack or 2 because of it.
I've got this Invis rune. It's about halfway over here, over on our Earth Spirit. I don't think he can really do too much to this OD by himself, but it looks like Bane is moving his way through the jungle towards him.
I don't know if they get this kill.
Maybe with the Fiend's grip.
Is this stun long enough?
Yeah, there's the kick. There's the silence. There's the Fiend's grip. There's the ultimate coming out. And the Dusa just for good measure. She's going to KS that. Not necessary, but you know what? Anything that gets your Dusa faster.
Man, he kicked the OD closer to the Bane just because the Invis was wearing off. That's a play right there. It was really well done. And full Solar Crest now on the Omni Knight.
Ooh, this is oh man, did you see how much damage that Helix did though onto the Nyx Assassin from those 2 hits coming off from Anti-Mage? He is just pincered here. There are 3 people. And now there's 4. There's a big heal bomb coming out. Oh, and that repel at the last second. Heal bomb, then repel. Oof.
He could maybe follow up here. He goes for it.
These guys are so in sync right now. Yeah, massive heal bomb followed up with the dunk. Look at this is like the most bloodthirsty Omni Knight I've seen in a while, just running with his face at everything.
Yeah, and meanwhile Dusa's on the other side of the map. This is the definition of creating space.
There is the jump forward though coming out. Nyx Assassin is gonna take a little bit of a nap though. And Dusa just TP's out. She doesn't want to have to deal with this. Looks like Bane also Actually, they're looking to re-engage. Yeah, there's going to be a big brain stab coming forward. The roll in from the Earth Spirit. Big heal coming out from the Omni. Oh, there it is. There's that call. It gets two different people. They can't use the heal bomb, though. Over onto the axe. He is repelled, and now the pandas are just going to body block him in here. Looks like Nyx Assassin, can he get himself away? He pops the wand. He's actually got enough health. He's going to make it out alive. Dusa, though, she's just split-shotting left and right. There's a big dunk coming out from Axe. He's got his eyes over here. Can he get another one? Oh, but the mana burn. It doesn't matter. Medusa will be able to get that last click off, and now she's looking over here at a panda. She's thinking, oh man, you would look really nice if you were dead right now, and that's exactly what's gonna happen.
You would look really nice mounted on my wall.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but at the same time I was like, does that make sense? Not necessarily.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I got you back, Moxie.
And there's Fiend Script. Anti-Mage cannot blink away from this. They're looking for that heal bomb coming out here from Omnio. He's going to be able to blink just out in time, although that Solar Crest, whew, melting that armor.
They tried the TP Axe up so he could blink call and to follow up, but he didn't quite have the mana for it after the TP, so Anti-Mage lives for now, but only the Battle Fury online, 15 minutes in.
That's exactly what we're talking about with that pickup during the draft, is that, you know, Dusa, she can fight fairly early, especially with the help of the Omni Knight, whereas Anti-Mage, just he can't. You know, maybe get a pick off or two. Look at this axe. He has just come at me.
Yeah, he's got backup. Earth Spirit's there. Bane's nearby. It's
that blade mail that he's got queued up is gonna be. Oh, he grabs himself an OD. Big Stomp coming in here. The silence as well. Fade Bolt gonna do a bit of damage. They're gonna try. Oh, he drops the hammer and takes down the 7-time kills. And now they've got an Earth Spirit in their clutches. That's gonna be a nice double kill for the OD, and the rest of the team gonna run themselves out now. Looks like Bane trying to get himself away from the Anti-Mage. Full speed ahead here, though. He's got his eyes over on him. Blinks himself forward, tries to get the body blocks off, trying to let his Nyx set up for a nice stun. We'll get the Drunken Haze off as well. Now he's in a corner with 4 heroes. Oh, this is looking real bad for him right now. There's the lift as well, but that's a... there's the Dusa. Chasing them down. This is like a high-speed chase right now.
And Bruce Split is online. They could think about turning this around. OD's kind of in the neighborhood, making this way
he doesn't have
over.
any mana now, though.
Wow.
He's got the Soul Ring, but no, I think
that'd give enough. Nah, they're gonna back off.
Yeah, I think they back off after that. That was a long engagement.
It was a long engagement that did not have anti-mage farming though, which is definitely the key. As long as they can keep him down, slow his item progression down. They are really focusing on the OD, which I think is good, because I mean OD I think scales into the late game against Dusa way better than an anti-mage does. But
big smoke coming out here. They're looking for a wraparound play. If they can jump this OD. Oh yeah, Axe. Oh, they're grouped up too. Axe, he's looking for that opening. Jumps right in the middle of both of them. Gets both of them with that call. Big heal bomb coming out. Big dunk. Followed up with the right clicks. And again, the dunk. This is looking real scary right now for Mad Kings. They found their momentum and they're just rolling with it.
That was really nicely played by the Axe there, and just they keep finding these kills on the OD. He's died 4 times now on the OD, 4 deaths as well as on the Brewmaster, and they're just gonna go high ground. I
mean, what are they gonna do? They've got a Nyx Assassin who has like no items, and there's an Anti-Mage that has a Battle Fury. Maybe you know, he's got that Yasha, but still not too much. And again, this repel on the Dusa, she's just doing so much damage right now. Brewmaster coming back up, though. They do manage to grab Dusa on the tail end. We'll be able to throw her forward, throw out a Drunken Haze, but the rest of the team is waiting nearby. They use the mana boots. And they can honestly just go for mid if they want, or they can try to go for Roche.
They got to deal with the split push at least a little bit first, but after that, I think they go Roche, and then they just march down mid.
Yeah.
And nothing really they can do about it. Every time Brewmaster is dead or Split is on cooldown, they just take whatever they want.
You can hear Queen's Don't Stop Me Now just going as they run down mid. Do you find themselves an Earth Spirit over here, or was it the other way around? Did the Nyx find himself found by the Earth Spirit?
I think they're just going to casually dance themselves away and say, how do you do? And that's it.
Gentlemanly handshake, right, as they meet each other in the street.
Yes. Tip of the hat, and on your way you go.
Right. All right, he's getting closer and closer to finishing up the Manta style here, but still a bit of a ways off.
Do have blade mail on Axe, which is a pretty big timing.
Yeah. He's been getting some really nice calls here, so couple that with the blade mail.
I mean, considering how rough of a laning start he had, you know, he died like 2-3 times in lane.
He bounced back.
He bounced back really hard. Gonna go for the bots next to try and deal with the split push from the anti-mage, who does have himself his Battle Fury. Or not his Battle Fury, sorry, his Manta style.
There's a jump forward. They found themselves an OD. The blade mail's up and running. A nice lift coming out from Rubik, but that rock going to be able to go and stun into place, silence them up as well. Another roll forward. They've got their eyes on this Rubik. They don't want to let him get out. Axie's chasing through the jungle. There's all this pincer action, and it looks like actually Earth Spirit going to be able to get that final last hit on his body. Split pushing coming out from Anti-Mage. That's really all he can do right now.
He can't fight into this.
No,
he
but
needs,
they're
like,
just
one more item.
They're dishing out so much damage here. Casual axe call.
Maybe? I don't know. Looking at the high ground's pretty scary.
I think now they just they're gonna go for the
to...
top because they did put a bunch of damage onto it.
Yeah, the creeps are near enough that the back door's down. Brewmaster's gonna have
there's a jump forward. There is no more Nyx Assassin. That sentry ward got taken out immediately, but it didn't matter. They had enough time to get work done. The buyback instantly from Nyx too. Ooh. Smoke comes out. Someone does have to go home and push out that wave, but I think the rest of them can maybe make their way over to the Roosh pit. They definitely need Dusa there, or maybe find themselves a nice pick. Who knows?
I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're just trying to get a pick. They're doing a bit of a fake back. There's a smoke on smoke.
Oh, they find the axe. There's the lift up. Big stun. Gonna try to roll themselves out. They actually use the split right now. So Bane actually gonna just get nightmared in here. They get the repel off over onto Axe, and that's a big Guardian Angel on top of that. Axe still running in. He's ready to fight, but there's the Dusa. She's back. She's ready. She's like, sorry, guys. I just needed to do some stuff. Nightmare actually over onto the Dusa, though, coming out from the Rubik. They'll have to go and trade that off, but looks like Nada's still going to get taken down. So that's Brew Split that's down, and also Brewmaster. And, oh, they found themselves an Anti-Mage, but they don't have the lockdown right now, so he's going to be able to get away scot-free.
Yeah,
I don't think they can go for.
You can see the pings. He's going to cut the wave.
He's looking for that courier, I think, too.
He wants the courier, yeah. He's going to cut the wave so that they can't push in.
I think they do enough damage, though, with the creep wave that they have. And again, they're just going to rotate to the top lane because there's so much damage already put onto this tower. Buyback coming out from the Brewmaster. Again, he does not have split, though. Medusa actually going to be able to take that tower. That's going to open up shrines for them. And,
yeah, they're just going to back off.
Oh, can Nyx get this courier? Yeah, he takes down the courier right after Dusa got the butterfly. So if he was only a little bit faster, that could have been a huge detriment to the side of the Dire there. Good lift Axe. He gets the taunt off, but it's like he doesn't actually grab anyone. Big rolling boulder coming through, though. The repel up and running on Axe, too. He's just looking. Oh, look at that call. Can they get the kill on OD? They'll get him. Nada now in a lot of trouble. The body blocks are coming out from Earth Spirit. He needs the rest of his team to pay attention. There's just too much damage coming out from this Dusa. And that's going to be another
Anti's going to split bottom, though.
That's all he can do. That's literally all he can do right now, though.
It's
just
enough.
Force them back.
He's forcing people back.
They try to drag the creep wave away here. Nyx Assassin doing whatever he can do. It's out the Spike Carapace. This is some clowny Dota right now, Forge. They're chasing this little bug across the map.
They have to. It's the only answer. They're just cutting all the waves, splitting them around. They're just buying time for Anti-Mage. They're trying to buy time for their OD, who's had just such a rough game getting roamed on constantly. And instead, they're going to head themselves into the Roche pit. Get the Aegis on Medusa. And once you get Aegis on Medusa, like, you just sit behind and pretty much do whatever you want. But Nyx maybe going to get himself this...
Yeah, they don't have any detection. They have no idea he's in this pit. So Medusa needs to drop that TP ASAP. Big stone getting thrown in. Oh, he snatches the Aegis. This is the second snatch in the series. He's still immediately going to die. But they're Pretty happy that Deuce is not going to have the Aegis. The roll and Nightmare immediately coming out here. It doesn't matter. So they get the Roche Gold, but they don't get the Aegis of the Immortal. I don't think they're too concerned about it, though.
They tried to be cheeky with the Earth Spirit and like cover their bases, but he was just a little bit off with his stone. Threw it a bit too far to the south. No, doesn't get the stun off. Really nice play from Nyx there. But like you said, they're just going to go anyway.
I don't know what they can do. They've got an anti-mage who's dead. They've got the Nyx assassin who's toast. I mean, if Brewmaster ulti's in there, I'm pretty sure he just dies. And there's the kick immediately. Throwing him over to the side. Focusing on those objectives, though.
30 seconds, no anti-mage.
One more hit on the tower.
He doesn't have blink. He went for this early Vanguard, which means he can't just blink.
The repel over up and running on Axe. He jumps forward. He grabs himself a Nyx assassin. There's going to be the immediate save coming out from the OD. We'll buy a little bit more time. There's the immediate spike carapace as well. And again, they're just focusing over here. Oh, they can't get the split off. They'll take down Brewmaster. They'll take down Rubik as well. Can they get the kill over here on the Nyx assassin? Indeed they can. And now it looks like OD. He's been taunted. This is a godlike Axe. This Axe. Remember, we were asking ourselves, wow, Axe, I wasn't expecting that. We're like, well, let's see what magic TShow can do with us. We just saw it there, Forge.
Yeah, I mean, he had one job, and that was
and he did it.
Keep the anti-mage busy, keep the OD down, and they did it. They made space for the Dusa. This hero is just ridiculously strong right now. Gets her 800 mana talent. It's just so tanky.
I don't know what they do. I don't think they can do anything, honestly. Like, Anti-Mage is just trying to find farm and get himself back into this game, but it's 7-33. They've got almost a 20k net lead and experience lead. This Axe is just a menace. He just drags this Rubik back and says, come on, follow me, dude. It'll be a good time. They find OD hiding in the trees as well. Panda's just trying to make as much havoc as possible, but Dusa, she does so much damage. She does get stunned up here. We'll get the Stone Gaze off, and look at her just cutting through these pandas. It's just like they're nothing. There's a jump forward coming out from Anti-Mage, but what can he really do? There's the repel coming out from the Omni Knight as well. They'll be able to grab the Nyx assassin over here, and he gets brain sapped to death with a right click. Omni Knight now. Oh, that's a big hammer. That's a lot of mana. That's gone. They'll actually pop the Guardian Angel, try to run themselves back, and then they turn back around again. They're not afraid. That's a... Oh, no. That kill coming out from Anti-Mage. Holy cow, the Rampage. Atun has arrived.
Oh, my lord.
That went... Oh, my God. That is amazing.
That was 3,000 gold for just the Anti-Mage.
Where's the... I got to see the fight recap on that, because that was insane.
7,600 net worth swing from that.
11,000 damage done during that fight.
I wish there was a way to look at just how much damage that Mana Void did. So I need to know. That was.
You can look at the log. I can't because I have to watch the game, but you can look at the log.
I will do that.
2 buybacks out immediately. Axe is ready to chase after this Anti-Mage, and Anti-Mage says, yeah, no. I don't want that. I'm not into that life right now. I've had just a huge rampage, and I am happy with what I have. Now, there are creeps in the base, so they need to figure this out soon. There's a jump forward. They found themselves the Earth Spirit. There's a jump in coming out from Axel. They get the kill over onto Nyx Assassin. No, they get the heal. The save coming off here. There's going to be the Fiend Script getting thrown out over onto the Panda. The repel will buy him a little bit more time here as he tries to run himself back. And the TP comes out from Dusa. She's hungry. She's got her eyes over here. There's the call coming out from Axe. He's grabbed himself a Panda Bear, and he will dunk it. Gem of True Sight back on the deck. Rubik now trying to get himself out. They need something to cancel it, and they actually don't spot him. Or just able to get out in time.
Yeah, I mean, that was... I'm not sure if that was big enough, but 7,600 net worth swing is pretty big to get back into the game.
That's
They're going to have to be really careful. And, like, that's the synergy I didn't even really think about is Sanities into Mana Void, because that's a huge amount of mana drain. And now with that 800 mana talent Dusa, she's tankier, but if she runs out of mana, she's also a giant bomb.
Axe? Getting a little greedy here, buddy. They do have sentries.
He's almost
This
got
is what I
himself a
was talking
BKB.
about in game number 1 before I realized that Aton actually wasn't in game number 1. Again, we don't have a ticket, so apologies on the confusion on names and players, guys. But if you give him the space, he will do his best to get online.
Yeah, space was hard to come by in this game,
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure if it's going to be quite enough here, especially with this axe. He jumps forward. He's got the blade mail. They'll turn back around. Got their eyes over onto the Brewmaster. Nightmare's going to get laid out over onto the Nyx, and there's a lot of int being stolen by this OD right now with that repel being stolen, but Stonegaze doesn't care about repel. Dusa doing a lot of damage. They'll actually be able to go ahead, throw her up into the air, but Axe, he's stunned up by the Earth Cannon. They need one more hit. The rock will actually connect over onto the OD. He's down. No buyback. They'll turn their attention back to the racks, and they get bottom. This mega creeps.
they do not really have the lineup for Mega Creep, so if they lose...
No, oh, Nyx Assassin. There's a
I
jump
don't
forward
know.
coming out from Nada. I'm not sure what he hopes to do here, really. I guess just maybe show that he's not afraid, but there's the heal bomb. He's just so slowed. There's going to be a stun rolled out by this Spirit. And, of course, the Axe jumping forward. That's just so much damage between that and the Dusa on the back lines, just chipping away. Buyback coming out from the Brewmaster. Nyx also has buyback. It looks like he's going to elect to hold on to it just for now. And they'll throw Anti-Mage up into the air, get him stunned up, and this is the lockdown that we were afraid of. Anti-Mage is now just toast. GG gets called. TShow gonna continue onwards in this tournament. And unfortunately, Mad Kings, this is the end of the road for them.
They had a really, really solid showing in game one, too. Just really excited, but really nice recovery from TShow, and congratulations to them for taking the series.
Yeah, definitely. Congrats. Again, we all, I won't want to say we laughed, but we were very confused with that Axe as the last pick, and proved us total believers now. That was absolutely the right pick. He had such a rough lane during laning phase, and he came back with such a vengeance, especially when you consider, you know, Axe just holds him in place. You've got heal bombs coming out from the Omni Knight. You've got a ton of damage coming out from Dusa, and the Earth Spirit was almost always tagging along with the Bane. So, I mean, that's the power of picking a very meta draft, I guess. To see a beautiful Rampage coming out later on, but just not enough. They shut the AM down too hard. Oh my goodness. All right, guys, that ends today's series for TShow versus Mad Kings. Again, congratulations to TShow on their victory, and GG to Mad Kings. We will have another series coming up. I'm not exactly sure. I got to double check on the timing because that's been a little bit weird today. We actually started a full hour early. So I will update you on time as soon as I can. But for now, this has been Moxie and Forge. You can find us on Twitter at MoxieCast or at ForgeDota. And hopefully we'll see you around for the next series of the day, which I believe is going to be Vulture versus Lucchini. So hope we see you then.